What's up guys, my name is Timbo and I am back with more new Anthem info to share with all of you. Yes, I know, I returned in less than a month. I'm just as surprised as you are, honestly. Today we're continuing taking an in-depth look at the 4 Javelin classes, weapons, gear, and abilities. If you're unaware, at release, the 4 types of Javelins in Anthem will include the Ranger, the Colossus, the Storm, and the Interceptor. Last time we took a look at the Ranger. If you'd like to watch that video, I'll leave a link in the description as well as a button in the top right corner of your screen. Today though, we'll be taking a look at the thick boy, the Colossus. Just like last time, all of the information I got for this video can be found on EA's website for Anthem. A link to that webpage will be left in the description below if you guys are interested in more information. Once again, it is important to note before we get started that Anthem is still in development, so anything you see in this video is technically subject to change. After watching this, if you still have any questions about the game, you can write them in the comments below and I will do my best to try and answer them. And if you would like to keep up to date on any and all Anthem news as it drops, make sure to subscribe to the channel and let me know you enjoyed this video by leaving a like. I will be making videos on the other 2 classes, those being the Storm and the Interceptor, in the days to come. The Colossus has its focus set on damage mitigation and explosive power, being able to literally murder everything in a giant, bombastic, fiery explosion. The Colossus is that guy that would much rather kick down the door when given the opportunity to stealthily pick the lock. A hulking war machine designed to clear out entire hives of enemies with mounted artillery, heavy arms, thick bod, cannons, and to throw the flames. A flamethrower. Basically, the Colossus is your slower moving but yet heavier hitting tank class within Anthem for the players that just want to use brute force and watch the world burn. Now that we've gotten the general info out of the way, now is the time to take a look at the Colossus's abilities. Starting once again with the weaponry, the Colossus, like all Javelins in Anthem, can hold 2 weapons in their loadout, being able to change them in between missions. The Colossus is the only Javelin in the game that can wield heavy weapons. However, they are not able to use the 2 smallest weapon types, those being pistols and SMGs. Moving on to the Colossus's melee ability. As I said before, all Javelins in Anthem have a special type of melee ability, and the attack for the Colossus is called Heavy Smash. With this move, the Colossus utilizes its massive chassis to clear out smaller enemies, as well as knock down foes with a hammering melee attack. If the enemies aren't immediately killed by this move, either as a heavy melee or dive bomb, the remaining foes are left open to follow-up attacks. Next up on our list is the Colossus's Ordnance launcher gear. Unlike the Ranger, the Colossus swapped grenades for a second launcher, totaling for 3 shoulder-mounted weapons. The Ordnance launchers are as follows. High Explosive Mortar launches an explosive projectile that deals heavy area of effect damage. Burst Mortar fires a volley of smaller mortars that spread out to pummel a wider area of effect. Firewall Mortar fires a specialized mortar round that ignites a wall of flame, heavily damaging enemies that try to move through it. Those idiots. Lightning Coil strikes a single random target with an arc of electricity in front of the Colossus, prioritizing targets with status effects. And then Shock Coil, which emits waves of electricity out of the Colossus, damaging all nearby enemies. But we're not going to stop there, as the Colossus also has heavy assault launcher gear, and these include the Heavy Cannon, fires a large rocket in a targeted direction. The Flamethrower unleashes a continuous stream of fire to ignite enemies. Also makes some good toast. Pass the jelly. Flak Cannon barrages nearby enemies with a short-range arc of projectiles. A Railgun devastates a single target with a forceful and precise kinetic round. And lastly, Acid Spitter. Acid Spitter, guys. Expels an acid projectile to damage enemies. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, we're going to move on to some slightly less destructive abilities, the Colossus's support gear. On top of killing literally everything, the Colossus is also fully capable of supporting allies by decreasing incoming damage or diverting fire towards itself. The 2 types of Colossus support gear are as follows. Taunt forces all enemies within a certain radius to divert their attacks to the Colossus. And they say chivalry is dead. And Deflector Pulse, which gives all nearby allies a damage resistance buff. And then finally, to complete our list, we have to talk about the ultimate ability for the Colossus, the Siege Cannon. The Siege Cannon is deployed by the launchers, making it ideal for clearing out smaller enemies in mere instants, controlling annoying enemy forces in a choke point, or getting in some extra damage on a boss. And that pretty much wraps up all of the general information we know about the Colossus at this time. Like I said, coming up soon will be videos on the other 2 classes in Anthem, structured very similarly to this one. And if you missed the video already made on the Ranger, as I said before, there is a link made just for you in the description. If you enjoyed the video, if you could please leave a like. To keep up to date on plenty more Anthem content, make sure to subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.